The people's main event at UFC 300, Max Holloway vs. Justin Gaethje, is the most consequential bout signed to the organization right now. Now, there's been a lot of pushback on this fight because it essentially takes two #1 contenders and keeps them from getting title fights in their own weight classes. Now, that may be valid to an extent, but it also is a little bit of revisionist history to say that because Volkanovski was still the king at 145 pounds at the time this fight was booked. The other side of that coin is this fight leads to several massive bouts regardless of the outcome. If Max Holloway wins, he can take his shiny new BMF title back down to 145 pounds and fight Ilia Topuria just like he's spoken about, or take it back up to 155 and challenge Islam for the undisputed lightweight title. If he loses, and especially if it's competitive, there's really nothing stopping him from going back down to 145 pounds and challenging Ilia Topuria for the title anyway. Granted, it likely will not be as big of a fight, and Brian Ortega does have claim to that opportunity as well, but Max Holloway is a star, and that speaks volumes. Now, if Justin Gaethje defends his BMF belt, it's going to be very difficult to refuse him a title shot against Islam. But if the UFC is committed to keeping Charles versus Arman as the #1 contenders fight, Justin Gaethje versus Dustin Poirier to settle the trilogy for the BMF title is another massive bout. Even if Justin loses, you could still make that trilogy bout the main event of a pay-per-view. Regardless of what happens at UFC 300, there is a ton riding on the BMF title fight between Max Holloway and Justin Gaethje.